The morning started like any other in Beaverton, Oregon. Yet what happened next rocked a community to its core. Melissa Jubane, a devoted nurse and recent newlywed, vanished without a trace. 2 days later, her remains were found. And the suspect wasn't a stranger on the fringe. It was the neighbor she shared walls with. This is not just a case of betrayal, but an intricate web of sealed evidence, legal maneuvers, and haunting questions that make this story far from over. Melissa, 32, had just celebrated her wedding on August 25th in Hawaii, a lifelong dream shared with her now husband. Known for her kindness and compassion, she was a devoted nurse at Providence St. Vincent Hospital, whose sudden absence left co-workers, family, and friends in disbelief. The community's response was swift and overwhelming, with a GoFundMe that eventually surpassed $77,000 and a collective grief that sparked vigils and search parties. Her memory is now a rallying cry for justice. On the morning of September 4, the silence was the first sign of something wrong. Melissa missed her shift, her phone was off, and her credit cards were unused. She was officially entered into missing person databases that day. The search ended tragically on September 7th, when officers located her remains and arrested her neighbor, 27-year-old Bryce Jonathan Schubert, the same evening. Bryce Schubert, a former nurse himself within the Providence health system, lived directly across the hall from Melissa. His connection to her and the hospital she worked at is a key point of interest. He was formally indicted on charges of first-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, and second-degree abuse of a corpse, to which he pleaded not guilty. The prosecution's case has been built on an ominous claim. Court filings allege that Schubert was deliberately cruel to Melissa in her final moments. Prosecutors also state they intend to prove that Schubert used a weapon during the alleged crime and believe future efforts to rehabilitate the defendant will not be successful. These details, while sealed in the probable cause affidavit, suggest a level of premeditation and violence that goes beyond a random act. The trial has become a battle of motions and delays. Bryce Schubert's attorneys, Greg Scholl and Shelley Aschenbrenner, successfully filed a motion to postpone the trial, citing the ongoing and very active investigation and the sheer volume of evidence they need to review. The original trial date of September 2025 has been moved to March 31st, 2026. This postponement, while a common legal maneuver, adds to the tension and the public's desire for answers. While the official court documents remain sealed, shrouding the specifics of the evidence, the community has been left to piece together the narrative. One key development is that Schubert and his roommate were formally evicted from their apartment for an act which is outrageous in the extreme, a chilling statement that offers a glimpse into the nature of the crime without revealing details. The sealed documents, which include the probable cause affidavit, are the central focus of speculation. The most prominent debate is whether this was a crime of opportunistic rage or a planned betrayal. The prosecution's claim of deliberate cruelty and the use of a weapon leans toward premeditation, suggesting Schubert had planned to harm Melissa. However, without the specifics of the affidavit, it remains a theory. The core mystery remains the motive. Was there a prior dispute between the neighbors? Was this a crime of obsession? The public is left to speculate on what could have driven a seemingly normal person to commit such a heinous act against someone who should have been a trusted neighbor. The fact that both were nurses also raises questions about their professional interaction, if any, prior to the incident. The betrayal is a central theme. The victim's family and community feel that she was taken in a place she should have felt safest. The apartment complex itself is now seen as a crime scene, a location of terror that shattered the illusion of a peaceful suburban life. As community members hold vigils and Filipino women's advocacy groups like Gabriela Portland rally for justice, Melissa's story resonates far beyond Beaverton. They say, "We see ourselves in her. We will fight for a world where no woman is silenced." The trial, looming ahead in 2026, ensures that this story will not be forgotten. It will be a time when the world finally gets a full look at the evidence that lies behind the sealed court filings and the answers to the questions that have haunted a community for over a year. Melissa Jubane was more than a nurse. She was a bride, a caregiver, and a friend, taken too soon in the place she should have felt safest. Now, we ask you, was this a crime of opportunistic rage or a premeditated betrayal by someone she trusted? Comment your theory below. Let's piece this mystery together. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more faceless investigations that shine a light on unsettling truths the world can't overlook.